Hi Sharon, how are you?
Hi, Saru. How are you? I'm
Yeah,
good.
yeah, I am good too. It's really nice to get in touch, even though we are virtually we are connected with the help of all those IT technologies, Zoom and all. But uh, from location perspective across the globe, we are interacting. So
Yeah.
I am currently in Brisbane, Australia, and you are where are you now? As of now?
Currently, I'm located in Bangalore.
Okay, Bangalore, right? Great. So, as we even discussed earlier offline, so it was related to business analyst in which you want to definitely pursue your career after
Mm.
engineering, right? So, when you
Yeah.
completed your engineering
In the month of September last year,
last
2020.
year, so in 2020, in the very critical time, very critical year, you
Yeah.
passed out your engineering. And normally, I have not seen people aspire to be in the field of business analyst just after engineering. But it's good to have those aspirations. And for me also, I am finding it little interesting. Normally, for engineering, for business analysts, I have seen people they have couple of years of experience and then they try to go into business
Mhm.
analyst field. Or like me, I did my MBA and then I was campus recruited as a business analyst. So it is little challenging, but it is interesting. You should not lose hope, and maybe you will succeed soon. So let us come to the topic, business analyst. So let me start with a simple kind of interview, not interview, so that I can understand like how much you know, and are you in sync with what I understand as a business analyst, and what is your definition. So yeah, so it starts with the definition. What do you understand by the role of business analyst?
So, based on whatever I've worked with my internship, and I'm also working with a company as a freelance consultant, as
Mm-hmm.
a junior business analyst.
Mm-hmm.
So, I understand that business analyst, basically the main role is you need to bridge the gap between the business world and the IT team. Like, you are supposed to gather the requirements from the clients and then pass it on to the developers in such a way that they are going to understand, and together the business analysts, the project managers, and the developers will give the right output, the right software as the client requires.
So as you rightly said, I normally would have started that particular keyword, that is bridging the gap. So that is very apt, and in any interview or even explaining to anyone, that is a very right keyword to use as a definition. Because for the development team and the business, so there is a gap in the sense. They will communicate very high level, and development team will try to grasp things from technical point of view, like what they have to code and all, code and all. And from a business analyst point of view, so we have you have a right understanding, but apart from functional, sometimes we also have to know little bit of technical as well. In the sense, they will understand technical, you will get the input high level, so you have to break down those requirements, and
Mhm.
maybe what they understand you have to convey. You need not code anything, you just need to convey that point in the form of artifacts. So
Yeah.
about artifacts, what you know? Yeah, what kind of artifacts business analysts prepare?
So I have prepared the wireframes. I know about the wireframing tools and preparing the mockups for the softwares, like the mockup screens and all.
Mhm.
So we as a business analyst, we prepare those mockup screens, wireframes and everything, and pass it on to the developers so that they'll do the background work of it, like they'll code and they'll make it functional.
Okay, in the wireframes, can you describe a bit, like in a sentence or two, what you do?
Uh, just preparing a prototype, a dummy screen type to refer, just
Is
for a referral.
a screen of what? Like a screen of, you would have prepared, right? Maybe.
Yeah, I have prepared like a screen of anything, like a railway login screen
Yeah,
where you need
yeah.
to give your ID, password. and
Mhm.
there's a sign-in button. So I have used Ballasmic too. So we used to prepare those
Okay.
mock-ups.
Yeah, that's good. That's that tool is there. I mean, it's relevant depending on the project. So you rightly mentioned about uh, certain areas. And there are a lot many aspects to business analyst artifacts. So from artifacts point of view, uh, okay, so because I'll be publishing this video, so maybe you can take the notes or you can revisit it, but I will convey it verbally. I was thinking maybe you would like to take notes, but that may not be required. So there is a way in which we write the requirements. So there are two models which you would have read in your engineering. So one is waterfall model and other is as agile model, and even a spiral
Right.
model. So there are a couple
Yeah.
of models, SDLC, software development lifecycle models you would have studied. So nowadays agile is more into practice. So these things you should definitely know. It's a must know for any business analyst. So right now there is agile. Since 4 5 years I am seeing it, and earlier I had worked on waterfall model projects also. So in case of waterfall model projects, business requirement document, functional requirement document, so we call it BRD FRD, or functional
Right.
specification document, FSD. So these were the major documents which we prepared in maybe Microsoft Word or some other documentation. That was a major one, Microsoft Word. We used to document it. So that was kind of a long process. In SDLC, you would have phases like feasibility study, requirements gathering. Then we have after requirements gathering,
Requirement
development, and then
elicitation.
testing, and then finally production and maintenance. So the keywords may vary from books to books, but the understanding will remain the same. The whole flow will remain the same, like from feasibility to finally in production. So that is from waterfall model point of view. And from agile, so now we have everything online. So you know what happened earlier is like in case of waterfall model, we used to update the word file, we'll share within the team with the developers, with the development lead, and then there are changes, then again we have to share it again. And which one is the major file, v1 v2 version 0.1, 1.1, 1.2? So it get lost sometimes, and it was very cumbersome. So now we have agile model, and in agile model things are very fast. So you need not document the entire project. You need not, I mean, you need not uh, create the requirements of the entire project at one go. You break down into pieces. So if in the very simple terms, what you can understand, okay, non-IT, if I say if I have to build a house, I'll go maybe room by room. I will have that idea, but I will prepare the requirement in which in a one room also, maybe in the kitchen also, we will talk about like where the fridge will be placed, where the oven will be there, everything. So you go small pieces and by pieces, and you just go on and on. So those are kind of in case of agile, and those small pieces will take some time, and those are called sprints. So agile model is there, and they divide it, like they will say like in sprints we will work. So for a business
Yeah.
analyst, these are must. And sprints, normally for each company, each organization, it's different. For example, a sprint could be 2 weeks, a sprint could be 1 week, 3 week, 4 week. Ideally they used to have like 2 weeks sprint. So they will say like one sprint, this much you have to deliver. Another sprint, this much you have to deliver. So in the first sprint, okay, not the first. So in these agile model, so in unlike waterfall model where we had like Microsoft Word as a tool to document the requirement, here we have certain tools. For example, which the most famous one which I know should a business analyst should know is Jira,
Yeah.
and that's an Atlassian product. And one more Atlassian product is Confluence. So in Confluence and Jira, we used to document it. In Confluence, it is kind of you can say all the requirements at one place, or maybe you just create pages. It's like web pages of a website. So you have lot many pages for in the website. They will talk about the product, they will talk about the careers, they'll talk about us. So like that, also like that in Confluence, you talk about what is the requirement in this, what is for testing. Tester will maybe create another Confluence where they will document all those testing requirements. So Confluence, it's kind of pages, like web pages, everyone can access, everyone can edit. So it's very real time. So it's not like you have to send version 1.0 1. No, everything is live. You see, if you find it wrong, update it. So everything is there live. And the major one for a business analyst, for us, for you, definitely for you, for a future you, for a near future you, it would be user stories. So user stories and acceptance criteria. So they are written in Jira tool. So you know something about them?
Yes, I have worked with Jira. I've written user
Okay.
stories.
Okay, perfect. So these are the kind of artifacts for a business analyst. So if they ask you about artifacts or something, what they do, so you have to talk about Jira as well. What you talked about was wireframe. That is also one of our job, but it may or may not reach you depending on the kind of work. So it is also important, but main is writing user stories. So can you tell me something about your experience with those tools, Jira?
Jira, so yes, sir, as you said, writing the user stories is one of our important job. So I wrote the user stories where it is, as you know, it is divided into three parts. Like as a user, there is some function which I expect so that I'll get this output. So there are these three keywords and we try to
Yeah.
fill the relevant sentences for that. So that I have done. So I have a knowledge of working with Jira and Agile Scrum. So
Okay,
I understand.
perfect. So that sounds perfect. So it is as a I want so that, and what is the acceptance criteria format? Maybe if you are aware.
I I don't really understand
It,
that in a depth.
it's fine. It's fine. So for a wider audience also, maybe those who will be viewing it later on, and for you also to go through it again. So acceptance criteria is you can say like user story is about what is the story behind that particular requirement, or maybe what is the requirement, you can say a small piece of requirement. And acceptance criteria is even the smaller bits of user stories. For each acceptance criteria, a tester software tester will create positive or negative cases. Developer also, it will be very easier, like okay, we have to develop this. So acceptance criteria, like user story, has a format. Acceptance criteria is also has a format. It's in the form of given, when, then. So
Okay.
for example, what is given? So given in the sense, in that particular requirement, what is already there, present. So that is given. When it would be like when something has happened. So given a portal is there, as you said, like there's a portal, and talking about logging page, you may give some other examples also. I know logging page is the basic one which everyone gives, but I would prefer someone who is there. So to give some other example, for example, a banking website is there. You have logged in. Depending on the type of customer, also you can choose as a interviewee. You see like what that role is, what is the job description you have applied for. Okay, so is it related to energy sector, banking sector, whatever is this, you try to think in your mind, or maybe prepare it okay, if it's a banking sector, so given um, it's a maybe a new, uh, let's say uh, particular bank, ABC Bank is getting tie up with maybe Apple Pay or Samsung Pay maybe. So they will say like, have this particular Samsung Pay button in our banking application, or you can say like have the Paytm button itself in Samsung application. That is weird, but let's say in the banking application, sorry. So in the banking application, there will be a Paytm button also, so that will be linked to your Paytm wallet. So for you, in a very small user is to very small acceptance criteria could be like given user has user in that particular page where maybe the transaction page, when the user clicks on that Paytm button or any Samsung Pay button, given when, and then payment should happen, or maybe it will go to the next page, something like that. You're getting my point, right? So user
Yeah.
stories are also divided into small parts that are acceptance criteria, and they are written in the form of given, when, then. So that is very basic. It is like it is a daily job of a business analyst if they are in a big project to create acceptance criteria. What else you know?
So yes, sir, I understand these topics as we
Okay,
discussed
okay,
earlier, except that the documentation process.
okay. You have prepared. Pardon, what you said?
So the business
BRDs and
requirement
all. BRDs.
documentation.
Okay, perfect. So you are it's apt only. Maybe we have covered more or less on high level some of the aspects which are key. It's a lot from. There are lot many tools in the market. There is lot many ways in which the company works. Some works in a sprint, some work in iteration. So they have different terminologies as well. You will be asked maybe what are the agile ceremonies. So you have to talk about daily stand-up meeting and retrospective meeting,
Sprint
review.
meeting,
Lot
sprint
many things are.
retrospective meeting.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. So brush up your skills, and it's okay not to know. If you don't know something, it's fine, but try to read it out also. It's like certain areas you have experience on, certain areas you have learned it, you have curiosity, you want to put yourself forward and get that particular job. So that's what I can say. You should.
Yeah, sir. And I've also prepared case diagrams, activity diagrams,
Which
UMS,
diagram?
and use case diagrams and activity
Yes,
diagrams.
yes, yes. So those are also being definitely there. Those are for me. Those were taught kind of thing. Yeah, I definitely sequence diagrams were used, but use case diagram they're there. They will come in your business as a business analyst. They will come in your in your experience in your job. But sometimes it may come frequently. In some projects, it may come very rarely. Sometimes architects design all those aspects. Sometimes business analyst, you should know what is the sequence, where you are for a transaction, where you are going, and then where are you getting response from, then where you are making request. So there are a lot many um, opportunities in which we can use those diagrams, and it's important, it's good to know, and it's important to know. Okay, for apart from that, what I can say is like from there is huge one area is agile, one area is waterfall. So they are there. Apart from that, we have a domain also, which domain the client is in, which domain the recruiter want you to recruit in. So they will ask related to that also. So maybe the examples which you give, right? So if you give certain examples which they find it very relevant to their organization, so they sometimes like the interviews, like, okay, yeah, he or she is giving the answers which are very in alignment, although it's a made up one. You may have worked on similar one, or you may not have, but you have the correct thought process, like how to articulate that particular to be to where you are now. So that is also being seen as a recruiter. You can ask me if you have any questions, because I think we covered on a high level more or less everything, and uh, you have anything to ask?
Um, what may be the role of us in the testing phase?
Okay.
During,
So
like, when the product is about to go for production or about to reach the market.
okay, so it's not always about like whenever the product is reaching the production, then only will be that will be in testing phase. So there will be multiple environments. So so there will be maybe development environment, there will be integration environment, there will be maybe user acceptance testing environment. I mean, not user accept UAT environment, they call it sometimes. There will be production environment. So it depends on the type of client it is. If it is related to maybe manufacturing, they can have less. If it is related to energy, they can have less. If it is related to finance and all, they will have more number of environments. But it depends, totally depends on the organization. So why I talked about the environments is like every time uh, uh, it moves from one environment to another, or even in the first environment, so testing is required. So BA work is required. This, yeah, firstly BA work, then development, then testing. So you said like what is the role of a tester, I mean business analyst, and how they interact with testers. So as I said, like all those acceptance criteria which were there, those need to be you know, testers will create either positive or negative cases based on those. So they will ask you like, okay, what is this, what does this mean, what is this given, then what will happen. So you should know, like when they click on, they will ask you, when you click on this button, which page it should go, and what is the URL of that page, how it will look like, what is the output of that. But you will so you should be prepared for that. Sometimes we will think like, okay, it will go to the next page, the next page is some page, and but they will ask you all those questions and you have to answer, because at the end those need to be tested. So so initially maybe these kind of hurdles come, like you are also told by the business like go to the next page and the payment is done, and you will like, okay, we'll go to the next page, but you should be aware like what message will be displayed. Will clicking on submit button, will they ask like, are you okay or not, will they want that feature. So there are a lot many things which a customer may want. So you should be prepared for all those, and that preparation can come through experience and through asking the right question. So to the clients or to the one who want that particular product. So that is the way in which uh, there is a lot, but on high level I can say that these maybe you would be able to understand also when I'm saying, and you will be initially working on also. Yes. So these, I hope I answered few of your questions. And as we were mentioning, we were talking offline, like you are having an interview tomorrow. Not mentioning any organization, just that all the best for that, and hopefully you will crack it. But it's okay. It's okay. Failures and success both are part of life. So if you are successful, I'll be very proud, and if it happens otherwise, so it's like you will know like what not to do in the interview process, like what not to do next time, and you will be more matured the very next time. So I'll say all the best for that. Anything else, any final words, then we can close the session.
Just a final question which I
Uh-huh.
really have. So my main passion is getting into consulting.
Your voice is not very clear. Can you just be maybe louder, little louder?
Hello.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So as I was saying, my passion is getting into consulting.
Mm-hmm.
So consulting with Deloitte, McKinsey, Bain, BCG, and all these companies.
Mm-hmm.
So the career path, as I've come to know that every consultant starts as a business analyst.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to know what is the career path of a business analyst and how will it reach consulting, or where does it actually reach after some time?
Okay, okay. So it was not very clear, but what I understood is like your aspiration is to work on these organizations, what you mentioned, consulting organization, and how business analysts. Yes, definitely these organizations, I either directly recruit consultants. For example, I am also in the organization I am working in, I am working as a consultant itself, but my role is business analyst. And it depends upon, I know aspiration is good, but you should also know like what kind of work you are doing there, and are you enjoying that work. So firstly, first 1 or 2 years maybe you have to just join the organization and see like what kind of work is there. And it's in business analyst also, there is no you know, you are I'm acting as a consultant here itself. So I may get a project in which I am a business analyst. I may have to work on a project where it is a business process consulting. So like a project is going in a transformation phase from as is to be, in the sense they want to completely transform themselves. Like they have a long, like in loan system, they have a very lengthy process. There are maybe 60 steps. Now they want to make it as 10 steps. So it's a complete transformation. So in those cases, consultants or business analysts, whatever terminology you will use, so we will come into picture and we will try to guide the organization, like how you can shorten the number of steps through which the customer will also be very happy with the final product, and in how much time it can be delivered, what is the number of resources. Lot many areas are there. Definitely uh, I can say like they are kind of mm, somewhat interchangeable role, and it's very vast in the sense, you know, business analysts, business process consultants, and a different consulting and organization for what they want. So Deloitte's and McKinsey. So these companies may uh, some organizations will come with the problem, like, okay, we have this problem, maybe there is a merger happening or something, there is a problem, and like, as a consultant, we have to tell them like, okay, if you have we tell them, in a sense, we have to analyze first. So as a business analyst or a consultant, analysis is the first part. So we'll analyze the situation, we will have our team, we'll discuss among ourselves, and we'll maybe document it, like what could be the approaches. We'll create prototypes, may use wireframes, may not, but we will create prototypes. We'll use design thinking to create all those prototypes. So, and after that, prototypes are done and all, and some kind of conclusions are made, then we'll come up with all those reports and we'll present it to them, and they will be like, okay, is this the right document, or is not document, sorry, is this the right
Way to
or yeah, right way to do, or right, um, I mean, will it be the right fit for my organization? Will it be the right approach? Yeah, so will it be the right approach? So they may do simulations, like, okay, let's do it in maybe if it's a big project. So let's take a small maybe a small part of our project and just try to work what you said, and if it is a success, then maybe replicate in other areas as well, and then the success stories are created, and this is how things happens. So I also like am certain years of experience, but there are lot many things which I also don't know. So whatever I knew as, or whatever I can think of, I have tried to answer. I hope it
that
was
was
fine.
very helpful.
No worries, no worries. uh, okay, Sharon, then it was really nice interacting. I know it was difficult to find the right time because of the time zone differences. So, but this is fine. This was fine for me also. Like my, it's also after hour for me, and for you also it should be after hour. Great, great, great. After working hours. Okay.
Yeah.
If nothing else, then I can. That's it. Like, I'll say thank you once. Thank you for joining,
Thank you so
and
much for taking your time in doing this.
no worries, no worries. It should have. If I'll be happy, like, if you are getting success in your very near future, and others are also benefited. So that's the sole purpose of that. So thanks everyone, I'll say, and just I will stop